Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the preview for Manchester United against Southampton, sponsored by BetMate. We'll get into more of that in a little bit. I'm joined by Joe McGrath. How you doing?
You're my best mate.
I love that. Thank you
Yeah,
very much. It's nice being able to have a laugh on a preview, isn't it? Because for the last few weeks, all of our previews, the ones I've been on, the ones I haven't been on, we're all sort of sat there like that.
Doom and gloom, what's going to happen next?
Jay predicted we'd lose 3-0 to Brentford, and he was wrong because we lost by more. But now, Man United have beaten Liverpool.
Yeah.
The world seems different. I woke up Tuesday morning and felt like I had a spring in my step, like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins.
What a new day, eh?
What a new dawn has arrived.
I've never seen Mary Poppins.
Have you not?
Yeah, we'll do a preview to that one day, shall we?
Yeah, we'll do. But speaking of new dawns, Casemiro is our first new dawn. I say our first new dawn, our most recent new dawn.
No, yeah.
He's come in. He was announced before the Liverpool game, brought out on the pitch. For me, he slots straight in. How happy are you with this sign?
100% he slots straight in. You look at a team that beat Liverpool, I feel like we found a really nice formation to build on, and Ten Hag can use that formation now going forward. What was maybe the only weak link is looking at McTominay there. Sometimes he's got a mistake in him. His effort's not always up to scratch. He does give a lot to the club, we know that, but sometimes his quality is lacking. Take him out. Casemiro in. I think we're laughing there.
Yeah.
And if they play with the same intensity, if Bruno keeps the armband, I think he can keep it for this season or for the games where he obviously is the sort of, I don't know if Maguire ever fits back into the team, but that is the spot for me. If he takes care of that defensive midfield role, and like you were saying on the watch along the other day, when you look at the stats in Madrid, a lot of their attacking midfielders have such free playing football because they know behind them.
Yeah,
he's such a wonderful defensive midfielder.
Casemiro can basically do the defensive work of two players by himself.
Yeah,
because like you kind of have Fred, who's the all action, running into people, winning the ball back as much as he can.
Yeah.
And then you've got McTominay doing that sort of aerial, physical presence stuff. And between them, they almost are good enough to be a decent pairing. But Casemiro aerially is brilliant. Defensively is brilliant. He can tackle. His positioning is better than either of them. And I honestly think that, like you said, we saw that midfield the other day, McTominay, Bruno, and Eriksen. I think if you take McTominay out of that and put Casemiro in,
man,
you've got a midfield that is not only defensively capable, because Casemiro can do it almost by himself, but you've got a midfield that can also create a lot, because Eriksen and Bruno are both brilliant passers of the ball. I think you're working towards a really functional midfield there.
Cement between the stones, that's what he said, and it's quite like it's fitting, you know, if he can glue the team together, allow the attackers to attack, create the defence behind him to be more relaxed, and maybe allow the wingers to push up without worrying too much about going back, because they know someone is going to be there helping them out. And what we've needed and lacked for so long is that someone there. We've had it in our most successful eras of Manchester United. You've always had someone
Keane,
who was
Carrick,
strong,
Scholes,
who was able, who was also like a leader on the pitch, who you could just you could try stuff as attackers, knowing that if you made a mistake, you'll get a bit of a telling off, but then you'll also have someone cleaning up your mistake.
It's massive, that. And let's move on to consistency as well, because it's kind of
the word.
It moves on from one to the next.
Yeah.
Because not just in terms of how they play, but in terms of personnel as well, I think we need some consistency at the moment. Like, how important is it that Liverpool result isn't just a one-off, where, yes, they got up for the big game, but then it's back to Brentford otherwise afterwards?
It's so important. I think the one thing that I know we're Man United and it never happens, but to stay at the headlines for a bit would be nice.
Yeah.
Just to sort of pick up points where we know we should be picking up points. Yeah. Southampton, eyes will be on us there. We'll collect 3 points there. Fingers crossed we do. But then in the next games,
until we Leicester and then Arsenal after that.
Yeah, Arsenal eyes will be on us. But those games where we should be picking up 3 points, we just need the media to throw their attention elsewhere. That will be the best way of saying United are back, because it just means we're doing the thing United do best.
Yeah.
It's beating these smaller teams. It's collecting 3 points and not creating these headlines of Brentford 4, United 0. We don't need any more of them.
Yeah, because City at the minute, they play Bournemouth or they play Brentford or they play whoever, and it's just like, yeah, of course, they beat them, and
I want
no attention.
We need that.
Yeah, we do. We need like you said, just some sort of a nice, calm, gentle ocean.
Calm.
There's too many waves at the moment, good and bad.
Yeah.
Let's just have, like you said, some consistency, go under the radar for a little bit, and then only sort of peek our head up when we beat Arsenal.
When we beat the big teams, and then let's see where we are around Christmas time. We go into a World Cup, so we have that little break there. Be nice to see what position we are, where we're floating about. It's only one game, and we are getting a little bit. Everyone gets a little bit giddy, but we did beat Liverpool, so
Win
we're
the
allowed
league?
to. Second.
Top four would be an absolute dream.
Can you imagine?
Just on that, in terms of consistency of personnel, Ronaldo, Maguire, Shaw, do they get back in the team?
Listen, they get back in the team if injuries occur. They get back in the team if something happens in the 70th minute where Ten Hag wants to change tactics a little bit. I don't think they should be starting. Maguire's got a lot of criticism over the years, and some of it was just, some of it we've argued about, some of it was a bit harsh on him. But to be fair, we saw a centre-back partnership against Liverpool, which looked better than anything Maguire has delivered in the last season.
Yeah.
He's an £80 million player, and people are like, well, you got to play him. But he was an £80 million player for someone else. This is Ten Hag's era now. If he doesn't see him as a starting centre-back, then let's forget how much he cost. Let's forget he's the captain. Ten Hag needs to play the team he wants to play.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Ronaldo, what a player to have on the bench 20 minutes to go against Arsenal if it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Sure. If someone's injured.
Right, let's move on to predicted 11s then, because obviously you've talked the talk, but do you walk the walk?
What a big game.
Let's see your predicted 11 then. So talk me through that.
Where was my comedy one?
Yeah, so just
did that get vetoed?
for anyone at home, Joe did a comedy team that was ruled out. So
Why was it ruled out?
So instead, actually, you've been given the exact same team as me. There you go. Read that
wanted,
out.
just for the comedy effect, I wanted Martinez in every position.
Yeah.
Bit of a laugh for everyone at home.
Wasn't allowed. I didn't even know you'd done that.
Why? Who ruled it out?
Ethan.
Bit of a,
He's giving you my team, look, so you better say it's good.
What do you mean? I picked this
Look,
team.
Go on my team.
I picked this team.
Are you joking?
That is generally my team.
We've picked the exact same team.
We haven't we, Ethan? Shout something. Yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thumbs up. I picked the exact same team.
Well, let's go through it
Let's
together.
be honest,
then.
we just went same as last week. Elanga out for Martial, Casemiro out for
I honestly think,
McTominay.
and I genuinely didn't know we had the same team then. I honestly think this team sort of picks itself this week.
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
99% of United fans would pick that to be the team.
Yeah.
Like the back five, De Gea, there's still issues there, but we don't know enough about Tom Heaton to say he's any better.
Yeah.
The rest of them cannot be dropped after that performance.
No.
Casemiro certainly comes in over McTominay. And that front line, that's the
Get it
one
back
that we
to the
saw
one
in
at
pre-season.
pre-season. Yeah,
Like I
unbelievable.
honestly think this is about as straightforward as it gets. I'd be very surprised if there was any change there. The one thing I could maybe see is Fred in for Eriksen, because it's a lot to make Eriksen play
Yeah.
every single game, because not from a heart perspective, but he didn't have a proper pre-season with United.
Yeah,
did he?
yeah.
In the same way, he came in later on. So I think
That could be interesting.
for me, that's the one where I think he maybe could do with the rest. But the rest of it, I think it has to be almost unchanged.
It does, yeah. And that front three were working so well in pre-season.
Yeah.
Obviously, Martial couldn't start, which you think could have been different if that was the case. Them three worked so well. It'd be great to see him doing it again in the Premier League, and they did do it. Let's say they did do it in that second half. Against Liverpool when Martial came on in these sort of 45-minute subs that Ten Hag likes to make. I like it. Just keep the opposition on their toes a bit. Martial working so well on the attack. And then when he's got Rashford, bit of confidence for Rashford. Sancho coming into his own as well. We look back at that Sancho goal, and I know it wasn't like a outside of the box sort of overhead kick, scorpion worldy, but it was a very
great
good goal.
Really good.
The time, the balance, the switch between the left and the right.
Even just the
finding
interplay
the
was
spot.
excellent, yeah.
What a goal. So let's get more goals. Let's score.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's move on to the opposition part of the preview. And also, make sure you get your predicted 11s in the comments below. Do you see any changes to what we've picked there? Because, like I said, it almost feels like it picks itself, that.
Would you be spooked if you went Maguire at the back?
I'd be really shocked.
I'd be spooked.
Yeah. And the only way I could see that is if Varane's
injury.
picked up something, or there's a knock, or something feels a bit tight. Because we had 9 days between the last 2 games and only 5 between these 2 games. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Do you know
Thursday,
what mine
Friday.
feeling one day? What
6.
a knock is.
What?
What? Do you know what? Like, do you know, he's got picked up a knock. I won't mind experiencing a knock.
Can I do it now?
No. What is it?
I think
How
it's
would you
like-
give me a knock?
Like kick you in the ankle quite hard, or like bang your elbow against the wall so hard that you can't straighten it for 2 or 3 days.
That's
You know
a
what I mean?
knock.
I think it's a knock is like a, there's no lasting damage, but there's bruising.
got
Maybe,
a- but
I
he's
always
got a
envisage swelling.
Garden peas on the foot to cool it down.
I just love that. I go for a petit pois myself. Let's move on to the opposition then. So far, it's Shea Adams who is absolutely smashing it up. And as you can see here, right, here is our BetMate predictions.
Oh, I love BetMate.
I say predictions. This was Jay last week, right?
Yeah.
The show is sponsored, of course, by BetMate. Make sure you check them out. But here's Jay's team. Last week, Jay, who is notoriously terrible at fantasy football, finished 16th.
It's amazing that.
How much did he win again?
He won about
£16.90.
Wow.
For picking that.
For picking that. One thing with BetMate is little things count towards the actual score.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got Malacia in there.
Oh,
He
no,
got him
pick
5
Malacia.
points because it's not just like a normal fantasy football. Interceptions and tackles also count towards your total score. So BetMate, if you don't know, is the ultimate fantasy football game. Look at this here. Look, you see there. That's how you can make all your things. I mean, if you need to pause it and read through all of that, that's how you get points in BetMate.
Yeah, take a screenshot.
What I love there is if your goalie gets a goal, you get 20 points.
That's unbelievable.
It's so rare that happens.
Yeah, yeah.
I
What
like
else
that
do
they
you
put it in
get?
there.
The goalie gets an assist.
Yeah.
That could happen though.
That's
with a
much
big old
more
kick.
likely, isn't
Boom.
it? Yeah, that is much more likely. For BetMate, make sure you use the link in the description and use the code Paddock5.
I've used Paddock 5 today.
You used it, haven't you? To
Done
set
my
your
team,
up.
smashed it. I'm
Do you wanna see
going
your
to
team,
I'm going to
then?
beat Jay.
Let's get your team for this week, look. You've got 2 Southampton players in there.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, coward.
Well, it said something about me needing to pick more, and then I felt guilty. And then obviously Ward-Prowse, you see how many points they picked up last week. He picked up 8. Am I daft? No. Put him in.
Well, you have put Martinez on the bench when you could have had him in your starting 11.
It's mad, isn't it? Because I think
You are a bit
I
daft,
think
maybe.
I panicked a little bit. Can you tell me my team? Because I've
Do you know
knocked on my glasses
Do
and
you know
I
the
cannot
great point
see
about
what
this
I've done.
though is with BetMate, you don't have to lock it and set it and forget it like you do with other stuff. You can change that 5 minutes before kickoff.
You're joking.
Promise you.
That's good.
Couldn't be lying
So
if I tried.
what would you do there? I mean, have you got your team?
Yeah, let's see my team. My team is an absolute
Exactly the same
vision
as
of
mine.
perfection.
Copies me.
Look at this. De Gea, Dallo, because I think he's in for an assist this week. Martinez, Casemiro comes straight in because the tackles and interceptions get you points, unlike other
What do
fantasy
points mean?
football. Cash. Bruno Fernandes, Shea Adams, and Martial. The great thing about BetMate as well is you're not playing against the bookie, you're playing against each other. So, do you know what I mean? It's like a fair.
yeah, it's
if
nice,
my
it's
team's
nice,
better than yours,
yeah.
I win. None of this. Oh, the bookie takes his money himself. It's absolutely fantastic. If you get in there, it's a £5 entry to enter our bet pot. £5 entry, and you get a share of £1,000. Like I said, Jay got 16 quid last week for essentially a bang average team.
Yeah, it was a bang Irish team.
We're all in there. Redmen TV lot are all in there as well. Do you know what I mean? It's kicking off.
Is it?
Yeah, we did a preview with them last week. Showed us the team.
They
Shocking.
didn't come back for a review, did they?
They didn't come back afterwards, did they? 1-0s and
Alright.
2-1s, etc., etc. So yeah, make sure you check out BetMate. Like I said, fucking unreal. Use the code Paddock5.
Like he said, guys, fucking unreal.
Absolutely unreal.
That'll be on the post.
I'm looking at my team there.
Hey,
I can't
I've
get
always
over that.
said, bet me, fucking
They
unreal.
absolutely are. And they're not a bookie. They are a fantasy football community.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? I've done some research on Southampton.
Go on then.
Battered Cambridge last night, 3-0 of the time we're recording.
Yeah.
Battered them. Adams getting a goal there, and then obviously they beat Leicester on the weekend 2-1. Adams scoring twice. So you would look out for him. He's on form.
Yeah.
He's on form, but maybe we've got a defence now ready for it. We've already, closed the door to Salah, you say one of the best strikers in the world.
He did score.
Well, yeah, but he didn't score 2, did he?
We closed the door, but then we had a cat flap.
Yeah, there was a draft.
Yeah.
I think I erased that goal out of my memory.
I'd forgotten that he scored. It was a header. The near
It was
post.
decent. I don't know. It was 10 minutes to go as well. We did well, didn't we, in a way?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they're good. So, well, they're all right, Southampton. We can bat them. Though.
Every single year they do this. They're a good team. They're impressive. They play nice football. Get battered at some point. Harsson Hootle's on the edge of losing his job, and then he stays. And they finish 12th.
Best name in the Premier League, though.
Ralph Harsson Hootle.
Yeah.
Give us your score prediction.
I'm going to go with United again, 2-1.
Nice. I think it's going to be a lot tougher than we think. All of a sudden, De Gea's got to play out from the back again. Teams counter-attacking us. It's not quite so easy to keep that intensity and energy up when you're playing against a low block.
Where's this negativity being all preview?
4-0. See what I mean?
Southampton.
It's the old bait and switch. 4-0 to United. Who do you think's going to score?
Martinez probably got on the score sheet. And
You
he
love
might
him,
get, he
don't
might
you?
get 2.
What, Martinez from centre-back? You haven't even put him in your betmate team. That's how confident you are of scoring twice.
I don't.
Absolute ludicrous.
I'm going to make the sub now on the app.
Yeah, go on, get stuck in that. Right, get your thoughts in the comments below. Manchester United versus Southampton. How important is consistency?
Ooh, not that one
How
page.
important? Oh bloody hell! How important is Casemiro? Get your predicted 11s in the link. In the comments below, and make sure you check out BetMate as well. Use the code Paddock5 at sign up. Get in our pot with us. See if you can beat us and win a share of
I've just changed it.
£1,000.
That's how easy it is on the BetMate app.
Love that. Right, thank you very much for joining us. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Joe, where can people find you?
Just search for me on the Sloppy Joe's podcast on Instagram and on YouTube.
Sloppy Joe's podcast on all of your social media platforms. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit.